It's my brother's birthday, and I'm trying not to be a low life, you know what I mean? I'm try to stay buoyant. Um, and unfortunately, we can only sometimes we can only look back, you know. But no, I and my brother are in communication in another dimension. And this is the weirdest thing to say. I don't like saying this, but I have to say it. It's like today, which is the day before his birthday, I got a message from him saying, "Well, I'm here now." Where? Well, now we are aware of the dimensions, and heaven is real, and mom is there, and so and I'm like, what? What's going on? And I hope that I'm completely wrong. I've been preserving my health. I've been on my own. I've been fending for myself. And I believe I put out an alarm on social media starting like last February, but it might even been before then. Of course it was. I mean, a lot of people. I mean, this is not just me here. Fuck. People are getting stressed out. Things are shifting around. We may need to reach out and for me, babes, personally, the truth about me, if you really knew me up close and personal, I'm an Aries rising, I'm an Aquarius moon, and I claim my independence, even though I know that we need each other and that we can't do it without each other. I try to remain independent. I like to mind my own business and I love to share from there. Um, Getting back to talking about was I talking about my brother? How we're in communications on this other way that I know that we have been. We can be. All of us are. We are multidimensional beings, and there's that low life frequency that can just cut us off really with fear, and it's like, and that can happen. Some people just live that way, and some people feel them slipping into it, and it's like, well, I got to get therapy, right? Some people are capable of doing their own therapy, and you know who who is the usual one who falls under that, who knows how to do that, is the Libra. The Libra are therapists, you know, and sometimes they will understand that it's up to them to understand that they are the only ones they can understand. And that is tough to just remain there like you're the only one who understands. Nobody is going to understand with you. So you're not going to get understanding about even your understanding, you know. Um, but Libras sit with it. They are really good counselors, to tell you the truth. They can be they're known to be lawyers. So my brother's a Libra, born on the same day that Mahatma Gandhi was, is October 10. And it's a really epic time right now with moon in Aries, full moon at 9 at on October 9th here at 16 degrees. Pretty sure that's like right exactly opposed my brother's sun. My brother has the most peculiar sun placement right in between Mercury and Uranus. You know, I remember my my teacher, my astrological teacher, looked at his chart and said, "Whoa, I do too. It's just a couple few days that the sun would be right in between this tight conjunction of Mercury and Uranus. He has a Mercury and Uranus conjunction, which means if he's anything like me, he has this mind that just sees the truth like crazy. But now, can he handle that basically? And also, is he creative enough? I mean, really, what it can do is it can make you kind of harebrained too, all over the place because it's an electrical. It's you're hooked up into electricity, and now what is it though? You will get flashes, and you need to be able to harness those flashes and say, "This is it. This is it. This is the experience." You become activated. Now, with his son there, it tells me that he's in high danger of identifying with all of this mental activity because the sun is identification. It's like you're ambitious to reach that identity. I am a Libra. That's what the sun in Libra says. I am a Libra, and I am a Libra sun, but I know what my real sign is. It's the sign that's rising, and that's your Aries. I'm Aries. That's your rising sign, which is the house of Aries, which is the rising sign, rules Aries. I just happen to be an Aries rising. It's just right at home. It's kind of easy. Like Aries rising, first house, not a mystery. Some people have like Capricorn on the house of Aries, and that's kind of a complicated person. They're boy, you know what I mean. Politics going on. They are fucking serious. You can bet they're beautiful. Usually those Saturn on the ascendants, any planet on the ascendant, you'll assume that character, even the sign that it is, if it's a Gemini. I'm sorry, I'm rambling, babes. I wanted to make it a sincere video about the intensity of everything going on, includes how I'm in, just how that, who that I am on the deepest level. Like I don't say that, what what this system has made me out to be, like where I have achieved now, like what's in your mind, and not even what's in my mind, but if you ever questioned, like what is going on here, we're kind of waking up. I had some experiences, and there is a reason that I know. I am fully surrounded by my ancestors right now on this Aries full moon. Something fucking intense, and I feel so lost to what am I supposed to do with this? It's going to happen where the knock is going to happen here. I'm getting knocks. I'm telling you, what I'm talking about is visitation from interdimensional beings, perhaps. And I'm not crazy, babes. I live in my great grandpa's home that he built with his hands when he was 70, okay? I come from ancestry. This is land. This place was never inhabited, and then we watched it grow up, and I am listening on a level that is not just I'm 40 years old and well, my life was a little bit missed when I moved to the mountains. I don't watch TV much, so I'm not in touch with reality anymore. No, really, trying to make some usage out of this fucking experience that is my body, that is in fact not a perfect body anymore. I'm going on 50, and I should go to the doctor and do a physical and everything, right? Watch out though with the COVID-19 thing. Fuck, who isn't fucking frightened of being cornered and having something stuck up your nose? Like, can you do a blood test? And by the way, I don't feel like I had the flu. Do you want to listen to me and help me figure out? And really, this is what's going to be keep compounding within society. It's like health, health, health. Really, a lot of people dropping dead because they don't really fucking know anything about how to take care of themselves. They're putting it in the hands of people who are who. Ooh, I keep coming to that. If you knew that the equation WHO, I found out, there's how, but there really isn't a who. This is just pure science. Is who responsible? No, it's how it's being responsible. How? Programming. It's just an aperture. It's a machine. Let's get a hold of it on a way that is like it's now coming through satellites up in the air, babes. It's a fucking war. It's coming on again. We have Neptune squaring Mars. Did I mention that? And I need to look up that once again. It's hard to think about Neptune. Did I mention that? It's hard to think about what is Neptune because it represents that nebulous thing. It's like, do we get to the center of Neptune at all? It's no, it's water, it's nebulous, it's rules, confusion itself. Very spiritual, actually. Most spiritual thing going on with the Mars square Neptune coming up. We're kicking this full moon in Aries. This is the harvest moon. It's the moon where it's really a time of inner emotional um, reflection and work, introspection, looking into who we are and what are we working on that's going to make a difference in the next six months. Better pack it in like right now under this full moon. Tomorrow I have a lot of work to do, and it happens to be my brother's birthday. And the way that I've been operating, I mean, here it is, I'm talking again. Okay, it's about my brother and the communications that I've always had. What am I to do but just to say I'm always here for you. I'm always thinking of him forever. This is where I'm having the hardest time with what he is going through. Um, me having to disconnect because it's like, okay, so he's not going to be. He kind of upset me. People getting frustrated with him. I feel so bad the way I couldn't. Nobody can handle anybody at this point. I mean, I was so frustrated just trying to survive, and I'm not perfect now. I'm coming through some things, and it's like, shit, is any of us going to live through this? Astrologically, babe, spiritually, we know what time it is. We know. The oracle is going to tell you it's too late for a lot of people. There is a rubber band snap going to happen. More release of an agent that is going to cause a hell of a lot of stress. And that is just what God is going to be performing as a precursor of all of this new world order shit that's going to come down. It's going to go down. It's going down now. It is highly successful. The way that they have broadcasted the way that they have harnessed the human perception through, I'm saying just electricity, but that's what's fueling the entertainment system media. You notice, babes, that was a race to catch you, and they've got enough people. There's some kind of race happening, and it's really hard to tell what's going on. It's not my job to figure it out, that's for sure. Where we're at now is to simplify. Take care of your body. Find out what it possibly is that it needs to be running smoothly day to day. Take care of each other. You know what you need? You need to put your hands on each other. You need to kiss each other more. You need to, or, self-care. You need to masturbate. You need to calm down. That's the bottom line, is what I'm trying to say. It's very Taurian stuff. We have the answer pointing at Uranus in Taurus is going to keep rattling and shaking humanity. Already is the call is, you better have taken care of yourself by now. Your heart chakra, your love ability, your human relationships, who you have around you, that when, pardon me, when if the light goes out or anything like that, you have each other to just say, now what? I love you so much, and boy, this is interesting. Thank God you're here, and thank God I'm here. And you shouldn't really have your head buried into the screens so intensely that, I watch this and I see it, and it will cause a lot of people anxiety if the power turns off and they don't have it, or they just don't have the internet anymore. But I can handle it. It's like, finally, um, we get to see each other in real time. It's like the moment that God is waiting for, is just to see you in your raw form. And we have so many apparent it's deception across the board. It's like, okay, so what am I doing on this fucking thing? I'm I I know that I go with the flow. I know that there's divine. I'm a dharmic being. So this means I'm not really a wave maker. I'm riding a wave. And so with social media, babes, the right way to use it, if you have anything worthwhile in your life, especially resources, if you're living your life right, you have to share it. If you're not, then you are hoarding it. You feel paranoid. You don't have really a reason that you're doing that except for you're serving yourself. That's just not what nature is up to. As far as trees and animals and things, they actually serve. They have a purpose, and then you can eat them after that. You know. Um, Same with people. Anyway, long conversation, and mainly wanted to talk about how I can't change the movie, how that I'm an Aries rising in this movie who is pretty darn rugged. By the time I'm screaming for help, there's something wrong, and I cannot. It's hard to approach some people. I'm an Aries rising, so my natural way of being stressed out and in pain is just to become angry and fever and anger, of course, anxiety. It's all the other things that a lot of people would come up with, but some people just say, okay, don't be angry, set that aside, and let's get what we need. No, man, I treat people like crap. They don't understand that I need to be loved, and this is where I'm fucked. This is where I'm fucked. I'm around so many narcissists. I am around just nothing but narcissists who goes, all right, she needs love. We ain't right up there with the narcissist saying, love me, love me. Not really. I'm saying, why can't you guys know how to take care of each other? Why is it that, fuck, I have never been so pummeled by people just after a while they're suspecting that I'm just going for a free ride. And it's like, not really, even though I believe life itself is a free ride, or else you're living it wrong, babe. Really, you shouldn't be working so fucking hard. It should feel easy, and you should feel bliss. You should know, by the time you're 50 years old, you should know what bliss is. You should know what the bliss body is. See, I don't have a perfect body. Even though some pain is coming on, it's strange, and I need to figure out what it is. It still feels like bliss to me. Whatever it is, I'm going, this breath that I still have just feels like fucking bliss to me, man. Something happened that people think, oh, Shauna, ever since then you haven't been the same. It's like, no, ever since then it hasn't been the same, and it hasn't been the same for a lot of people. Get out of my face. I'm experiencing something that I'm not sharing enough, and it's like my breath that is like, huh. Don't forget, babes, through your breathing, you can heal a lot. And that's what I'm up against right now. It's like, Shauna, are you going to remember to breathe? I've been laughing a lot more. Laughing is another therapy. You need to get in. People need to surround themselves with the things that they have taken away from us. Well, our breath is one. Put a mask on. Don't see anybody smile, and don't, you know, see anybody freely expressing themselves. And of course, we need to take care. And everybody is in reset mode. Right now, it's reset mode, man. It just feels so fucking trippy. And it's so weird that my brother's birthday is tomorrow at this time when it's like, this is a time to let go of things that do not serve us. Here's what happens to me, babe. I stopped communicating with my brother because, first of all, I'm looking crazy trying to, I don't know I'm doing. What am I supposed to do by that time when somebody's in a mental institution? I have to understand they're under a process now that they have. It's like it's ideal for them, whoever it is. That's their process they're going through. What what I'm wondering, and I'm wondering if anybody else knows, which I've become completely disconnected. And a lot of people think I'm crazy, I'm sure, and I'm glad. It's like, well, I don't want to know you anyway. You're not even having a conversation with me, and you're just going to say, because I have a conversation, I'm crazy. Good. It's a fucking compliment to creative people. When you're around people who are just dead and act like poor examples of presences on this fucking earth. Express something. Do you have an emotion? Is there something that you can fucking move forward in health, in the name of health, instead of keeping it down and down and down? Boy, that's not good, right? So, getting back to, boy, 22 minutes. Am I going to be able to finish it soon? Um, can I handle the onslaught of what's coming next with the introspection period going into winter time, which for me is, I'm understanding more and more that when the sun is in Aquarius, for everybody really, what's going to be happening with Pluto in Aquarius? The time of introspection, when it's like, I really love it. I've been here for 35 years, babes, and I look forward. Now, this is the way you look forward to it: is you just prepare. Okay, you don't look forward to being trapped in the snow without anything. You get the fuck out. No, you build up a bunch of wood. You collect wood because you need to understand that you're in a place where the electricity could easily go out because of the storms. And that's what has always happened. But more and more, they're not allowing that to happen. Why? Because they want you to be hooked in to fear. That's right. Period. They are busy, according to fear, their fear mongering, cutting greed and trays down just to keep the fucking power lines running. They They say we're going to have power outages when the wind blows and whenever it's a hazard. And they did it a few times just to give people anxiety. But then after a while, it becomes a different agenda. Don't turn the electricity off. They are never going to turn the electricity off. They'll cause a cyber net problem and say, we can't do it right now. There's a big problem, and it's bullshit. They will see how people just go fucking apeshit crazy because they don't know how to live in the mountains. They don't know how to fucking have the power turn off and just watch the fire and say, that's fucking fascinating. What is happening there? Just contemplate the fire. Why is there a fire? Why? What's going on? Feel it. Oh my God. And you can cook food on it. And pretty soon that's the best thing you've ever tasted. Fresh squirrel from the cage. No, I'm just kidding. God. Babes, back to um heavy duty spiritual. If I think about my brother, and it's just constantly, constant every day. What I mean is like it's there as something that's like, okay, so in the morning it has impacted me, and of course it impacts everybody. When somebody is here, we are making an impact on each other. I know that for a fact, and there's where I get back to how sad that not just me, babes, everybody around us is dealing with the stress that is happening within everybody in their own special way, which is not welcoming to most everybody. Really, it's a fucking ego game, you know. And for me, I am warm. I am warm, and until the last minute, the Aries would just fall off. And when they have fallen, you know that they really need help. That just give them a little boost. um, uh, don't mind their bad habit of getting into that mean place. It's very rugged. And this is where society is not any kind of society at all. They need this religion that is the truth, but there's a way to point at it, and that is through astrology. Astrology is the only science that we have that can point at all other possible sciences, and that's because it's a symbology system that points at the truth. Every possible known thing that can be observed by the human apparatus. And it's here to maintain our intellectual property as far as the language behind it. And when you start doing any kind of math with, in conjunction with, let's just talk about it. Aries. It's beautiful. It's not really. Here's the trip about that sound Aries, babes. It's not really pronounced Aries. It's pronounced Aries. Aries. It really is. Look at the spelling. Aries. AR is just Aries. AR is R, and then IES could be eyes, right? But it's Aries. It's Aries or RIs. Babe, you don't understand what I learned about the English alphabet and the symbology system, like when you see an R and how you're supposed to reverse things there. Now there's arise, Aries, babe, if you understand, we're having an experience here called reality, and it's the I am. It's like, what is this? Whatever it is, and that's it, and fucking deal with it. That's what Aries says. I am, and that's all. One of the sexiest fucking signs you'll ever meet in life, and I'm an Aries, so mystery solved. Now we know why I'm so darned too sexy for my purple shirt, even. I don't mean that. I'm actually weak constitution. I am a Libra sun with Venus and Virgo, and please just love me. I'm of some service, believe me. I like the service idea. I'm just a machine. Can you use me for anything? I didn't just say I'm a welcome mat, babes. I said there is a use for me. I didn't say I was a welcome mat. I didn't say abuse me. Ask me to play the guitar in front of the kids. Hide yourself because you don't want to see how powerless you become because, well, you don't know how to play the guitar. I don't know. Sometimes when you know something a little more than somebody else and you're actually doing something, isn't everybody envious and just pissed off at everybody else because they know how to ice skate like that? They're like, what the fuck are you twirling at 80 miles an hour for? All of everybody that is being maimed by, man, I'm looking at, the fact that the dentists, babe, when they start shooting your fucking mouth up and numbing out your cheeks, and everything is just discombobulating, and your fucking nerves are being destroyed. And later on, you're going to be dealing with disfigurement, babes. Do that shit as less as you fucking possibly can, because they are indeed turning the especially United States population into fucking Cabbage Patch dolls. Just destroyed nerves, just nerves in the face because of, anyway, long conversation. You know, the higher vibrational frequency that me and my brother really do operate on. We had rapid fire conversation, like we were doing air guitar or something, and he's like, "Fuck yeah, this is the my brother. He spent the first half of his life on the center of on a mound pitching balls. When he got in little league, he was just a little guy, and then he grew. You could see he's a teenager, and he pitched on that mound. He was the center. He fucking achieved um maximum. He's like, you know, um so you can't say that he didn't live an amazing life already. I mean, that's who can say that they made the game what it was, because he knew how to fucking pitch like Fernando Valenzuela, baby. I'm sure there's a lot of other pitchers, but that was my brother up there when I went to the Little League games for many years, right at the center over there. He's my brother pitching. Not, sometimes he would play um, uh, left field because he's a pitcher, babe. He doesn't go out there and do this and that with his arm. I mean, they were keeping him throughout he was heading towards becoming a professional pitcher for Major League Baseball. What happened? He kind of injured his he just injured his arm. Wasn't meant to do that. He did been there, done that. Fuck you and your Major League shite. Um, Getting paid too much for that, babes. Um, let's talk about Zen. How he's probably going to leave me. He said he was. He says, like I said, our higher vibrational frequency, the way we really are, if you really knew us. I know that Ted, who took care of my mom, they were lovers, and they were best friends. Ted and my mom forever. Um, Knows me and my brother as high strung. Like, you guys are just fucking high, so high strung. Where does this come from? Well, we are very intelligent. We have intergalactic ancestry. We come from outer space. I mean, we were like that. We were just like, boom. And we don't really know. Like, we can think about it. We are here to help us think here. Like, think about it. We don't know what's going on with history. Why do they try and tell us the things that they do? They try to make us believe that, now, and we're just progressing from here. No, we're not. It's just a version of what could happen. There's another version sitting over there that on the walls it indicates something completely different, and we're supposed to believe, oh no, that's just a completely different civilization altogether, and we're just mud skippers. Not, babes. And we don't, we only have so much time here on this plane. And that's why I'm making these videos, and that's why I need to keep up with the bravery of just to keep posting them. Because when things start unfolding in the future, then you can look back and say, dang, man, look at this person just talking about how Pluto is going to start rewiring everybody, because Pluto rules rewiring itself, and then Aquarius rules the wiring. Like, this is humanity, this is the fully connected neurology of God's intention, which is like the knowledge that humanity encompasses, which is not known to the average people who you see out there as in the petri dish of the mass collective has no idea. They're all being pulled under in complete deception about the very nature of our reality and what is really going on here. We stick to that because I'm feeling something completely different, and being in communications with ancestral beings that every once in a while I'm getting a knock, babes. I'm getting communicated with, and it's really hard to ignore. Um, and so what I've already experienced with it is like you can find your people that know you, and they'll remind you. And that's what happened to me. It's like, shit, I know this already, and I don't have any choice. If I want to live, I need to just be myself, which is I like to play. I'm here to play, and that means I I get a certain intelligence going, rising up in awareness through this playing, which is just trial and error, playing around, and then all of a sudden, look what I come up with out of it. Um, Otherwise, see, I just don't want to be miserable for the rest of my life. I think that I'm looking around at it, and it's trying to pull me in, and I'm like, no, that isn't the way you live. You live staying, feeling joy because you choose to just be playful and love people when it's time. When I mean when it's time, babes, it's just like you'll know. You'll know. And then a lot of times for me it's just there's the call, there it is. I'm somebody who changes people's lives forever. It's probably the touch that is needed before we fully transition, which is like we're going through a process here. And I have soul mate union and departures in my life. You're not a fucking Libra with 5 planets in Libra. Okay, I say I'm a Libra. 369, Sun, Pluto, Mars, 26, 28. The the chart is right there on my YouTube. Long ass video, crazy. Um, not getting paid for anything. I could have been, but now it's just I need to start all over. I'm starting my life all over. I never had a life, really. Nobody did. Really? Right? Me? Did I ever have a life? I said that, and my narcissists just said, "Yay! Fucking pin that up in lights." Man, you know what? I can't wait till we keep just pinning the narcissist up in lights. You know, they don't know how to live, man. Celebrating people's worst times and throwing babies out with the bathwater every time. You just don't know how to live. Pull up the worst of the worst about people. That's what we want to hear. That's how cool you are. Hold on with your mind that you cherish so much who says, think positively, when really you're just being prejudiced. Why don't you just stop thinking you don't even qualify? Back to the intensity that I'm feeling concerning my brother ever since he did what he did, which is the self-harm act, and now he's committed as probably schizophrenic, psychotic, going through something. I really don't know, and I wish I was closer, that people were more concerned for my well-being. That, you know what, babes? I'm not in a mental institution, but, and you're not either. You're not in any kind of, what kind of care are you getting? Are you getting care at all? Are you allowing yourself any care? You know, see, that's where I want to talk to you about my brother and the higher frequency communication that we are. We already got it done. I mean, come on, he's saying he he's on his way out. He's like you can have my car, and the truth is, this is what he's saying to me. I have a fucking recording of it on my phone. Really, I have a recording of him dreaming. He says, "This is what I can actually do for the duration of my life because it's ending." He's sure that his life is ending. So I'm in a movie. From my perspective, my camera is like, is it the truth? Will he be cashing out with what? Is it indeed the breast cancer? Does he have that really? Is that the truth? I mean, um, did it go into his brains? Is that really happening? What's happening now? See, I'm sorry that I lost contact. Um, I have a feeling that he's going to lose it completely. I mean, my friend is trying to tell me this is what you do. You have to do this. And I'm thinking, that is if I want anything to do with it. If God wants me to have something to do with it, he will call me and say, you have an inheritance to mop up here. If anything, it's that car. And a lot of people think, oh, that's what she's aiming for. That's what she's. No, that's not what I'm aiming for, babe. Let's talk about people's aim when they get married to people. None of my business, and I'm fucking happy for everybody. But um, I hope that person, like when they cash in their chips, thinks about me that I might need a roll of toilet paper still. And I'm not kidding. I'm right now down on my toilet paper. I don't have any money coming in. I'm working on a financial endeavor that's looking promising. There's people working for me on it, and I owe them money, but because they're giving me money and sex. Man, that got kind of confusing. Wait a minute, let me get back to you on this one. Damn, this was 42 minutes.